Football League on EA Sports. And we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's coming up next.
It's one of the loudest venues in the National Football League. We're inside Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, home of the Chiefs. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson on hand. Greg, you get to a game like this and you love the matchup because as we watch and get ready, you just watch highlight after highlight of the ball in the air, down the field. We got two big-armed quarterbacks going head-to-head here in this one.
And if you love offensive football and you love high-level quarterback play, we've got a matchup that I think you're going to be pretty excited to sit down and take in alongside us because every blade of grass is an opportunity to deliver the ball. And the amount of pressure on these defenses to defend the entire field, knowing there is no throw off limit, there is no route that cannot be unleashed. This is the ultimate test for any defense when you have two quarterbacks like this lined up under center.
Cameron Dicker has the ball teed up as we get underway. And off we go from KC. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. So out comes the Kansas City offense to take over for the first time. And there is the guy at the top of the game, Patrick Mahomes, their quarterback.
For so many years, Mike, the conversation was, is Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback in the NFL? And I think now, after winning back-to-back Super Bowls 3 and 4 years, it's not so much, is Patrick Mahomes the best quarterback in the NFL now? It's, is he entering the conversation as being one of the best quarterbacks of all time? I certainly am one of those people that believe that's the case. He has a chance through the rest of his career, now not even being 30 years old, to accomplish a lot of things that are unheard of at the NFL level.
Here's 2nd and 9. They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes gonna fire quickly to Worthy. They get 15 on that game, and the Chiefs have a first down.
These are the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
Now the former rushing champ, it's Kareem Hunt. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. This caught right side by Worthy. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the ground, here's Samaje Perine. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. And that's good enough for a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Gray is the motion man here. A first down throw for Mahomes. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
He's got his tight end. That's Travis Kelce. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Pacheco. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
What a great run down here inside the red zone, Mike. It's so important that you still can run the ball. Great job here by the back. I thought for a minute he was going to score. He gets it all the way down inside the 1, and I wouldn't be surprised if they let him finish this drive off.
From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins was the intended target for that one. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
That's one he'd love to have back. An opportunity to score 6 was right there for the taking. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
They'll run with Pacheco. A dive, and he's in! Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, KC. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Seven 0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Here's Darius Davis to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So here come the Chargers, the offense getting set to come out, led by their quarterback, the 6th overall pick of the 2020 draft. It's Justin Herbert.
His skill set can be determined by the letter A. Arm talent, accurate, athletic, and he's got a kind of aura about him. There's something special that they know when he's under center, we have a shot. 1st-round pick. He's got everything you want for the quarterback position. He needs to take that next step from being a legitimate bona fide franchise quarterback to a superstar in the NFL.
His throw on 1st down is going to be incomplete.
You hear quarterback coaches say it all the time. Let's get our guy easy completions. Well, that falls certainly into that category, Mike, but when you fail to connect on those, it just ends up being a wasted down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Herbert to throw on 2nd down. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. That is Mike Dana working his way in there to record the sack.
Sacks are drive killers. There is no greater correlation between a defense getting off the field and the ability to rush the quarterback. And when they come on third down, that number just goes up.
On fourth down, out is J.K. Scott to punt for the Chargers. This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Pacheco. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Got a man, that's Rashee Rice. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Play fake. Now it's Mahomes. That's going to be caught by Gray. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
They put Kelsey in motion. He connects with Gray on that one. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
A short throw taken in by Kelsey.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. A give here to Pacheco. And he's got it. 1st down. A pickup of 4.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Mahomes back. That is caught. It is Hopkins.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Here's a handoff to Pacheco. And that'll give him a 1st down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. Gray is the motion man here. On first down, it's Mahomes. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Here's 2nd and 6. Here's Mahomes. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
And this is the blueprint, Mike. The ability to sustain and maintain possession and methodically move the ball down the field in the process. The defense has had no answers up until this point, and now the next step is, can they come away with 6? Because anything less than that.
He's got his big tight end, Travis Kelce. Touchdown, Chiefs. Greg, offensive coordinator's script the start of the game. This script has read perfectly. What a great start for this offense.
It just seems like every play this offensive coordinator dials up is perfectly timed and then perfectly executed. They've been aggressive, they've been efficient right since the start of this one. And I'll tell you what, Mike, if they continue to build on this lead here early, it's going to be a long day for this defense.
And Butker on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Chiefs move out on top, 14-0. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Chargers offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Now the former Ohio State Buckeye, here's J.K. Dobbins. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
From the gun, it's Herbert. This one finds McConkey. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
That's Palmer, the man in motion. Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Here's J.K. Scott now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready to take over possession of the football. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. first and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he'll work his way forward to about the 21. Second down and 8. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. He'll gain 3 out of this, up to the 23. Third and 5. Throwing now, Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he's going to be out of bounds with a gain of 7. And that'll be enough for a first down.
The best time to call a screen is when the defense is anticipating pass. Allow that defensive front to rush the passer. Just get through the offensive line enough before you drop it to your back. Get out behind those big offensive linemen and pick up the first down.
First down throw, Mahomes. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. That is Joey Bosa in on the sack.
Finally, this defense has been searching for a big play after giving up 2 touchdowns on the previous 2 drives. They're going to need more of that. They have to find more impactful plays that end drives and get the ball back to their offense.
Work to do now as they come up on second and long. Gray is the motion man here. Mahomes now to throw on second down. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Here comes third and 6. Throwing is Mahomes. And that ball intercepted. Asante Samuel Jr., just like his daddy did.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through, and yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping him.
The Chargers offense getting set to get back to work. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is first and 10. To throw, it's Herbert. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
This is a tale as old as time, Mike. It seems that anytime a team forces a takeaway, fumble, or interception, the ensuing drive starts with a shot, a deep play in the air to try to seize on some of that momentum. You just saw a great example of it here.
On the ground, here's Dobbins. He'll be taken down after a short pickup. It's at the 27. They'll come up on a second down and 8. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Third and a yard. Pistol here for Herbert. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And Herbert going to slide to a stop, but he's got it. He's picked up a first down. So a big third down hookup takes us to the break. 14-0 is our score. We'll be back in Kansas City after this. So not quite first and goal. It's 1st and 10. They're pretty close. The open man is Johnston. He's got it. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Shotgun now for Herbert. That one taken in. Lad McConkey. Touchdown, L.A. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
Cameron Dicker, the kicker for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Chargers are on the board. It's now 14-7. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. The dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready to get back at it. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Short pass taken in by Kelsey.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
They put Kelsey in motion. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
This is what every offense looks to do, Mike. They want to attack the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And oftentimes, that's where the chunk plays come. Give it to your receiver on the move and let them do the rest.
They'll run it straight ahead with Pacheco. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. Gray is the motion man here. Mahomes now on 2nd down. Open man downfield. It's Kelsey. That's catch 3 just on this drive. And it gets his team a 1st down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
They put Kelsey in motion. A first down throw for Mahomes. Right back to Kelsey again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Gray is the motion man here. Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on first down. That's going to be caught by Gray. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Right back to the air from Mahomes. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Asante Samuel that time, all over him in coverage.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think fortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
On third down, Mahomes. That's complete. He got it to Hopkins. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Mahomes now to throw again. To the goal line and in. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Kansas City. Here's Butker now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Chiefs will take a 21-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here's Ladd McConkey to return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. Justin Herbert back out there. He and the Chargers getting set to go once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Now it's Dobbins, and he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Now, Herbert. He connects with Disley. They need 8 as they come up for third down. Herbert. There is his tight end, Disley. A gain there of 11. And the Chargers have the first down.
Every quarterback's dream is, can I get the ball out of my hand as fast as possible and get it to a guy that can do the rest after the catch? And it seems like nowadays, throughout the entire league, the best offenses thrive in yards after the catch.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. A run with Dobbins. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another first down.
It's not just the blockers creating yards for him out there. He created most of that yardage on his own, shrugging off the initial tackle attempt and continuing to rumble downfield.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. Here's Dobbins. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. They'll give it to Dobbins. And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
On play action now, Herbert. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
I think their sideline celebrated just a little prematurely, because if you look closer, Mike, it's pretty clear. The receiver did not possess the ball while having both feet in bounds. Missed opportunity there, incomplete.
On play action, now Herbert. That'll be complete to Dobbins. He is in. J.K. Dobbins. Touchdown, Chargers.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
Dicker, good with the extra point. And the Chargers draw closer here. It's 21-14. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Patrick Mahomes going to lead the KC offense back out for this next drive. And he's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. And he looks to add to them with another drive here. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes looking to throw on second down. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They put Kelsey in motion. On 3rd and 1, here's Mahomes. Open man, that's the tight end, Gray. A pickup there of 13. First down, KC.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
Throwing again, it's Mahomes. That's caught right side. It's Hopkins. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play, winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
To the air once more, it's Mahomes. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
Mahomes from out of the pistol. He'll throw. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
On 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
They put Kelsey in motion. 1st and 10 for Mahomes. A short one caught by Kelsey. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This has been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
Throwing from the gun, here's Patrick. That one is caught beyond the pylon. Travis Kelsey, touchdown KC. His 2nd touchdown of this first half. Greg, what a great play call down there, using the size of the tight end. You've been there. That's a really difficult play to pull off.
And I can promise you, Mike, they spend a lot of time all week working on this very play. They go down in the red zone and they talk through it. They walk through it. He understands he's got that big-bodied tight end. Use all of that space to the outside. Keep the ball away from the defender. And it's the trust knowing that your guy is going to keep those feet in bounds and come down with 6.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Chargers offense and their running back set to go once more. And he's been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers here in the first half. This defense is going to need to find a way to key in on him because he's eating them up right now. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss of a yard.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
Shotgun now for Herbert. Quick throw, taken in, and he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
This pass defense, it just has to be better than this, Mike. They have to do a better job accounting for everybody in their coverages. They have to play their defense exactly according to the plan, because if not, this quarterback has enough weapons, he can spread the ball out and find the open space.
Pistol here for Herbert. "22 yards, the pickup there. First down, LA.
The challenge of defending a dual-threat quarterback in the NFL, Mike, is that you just don't see them week in and week out, maybe like you do in college. So in this case, you defend everything perfectly downfield, but it's hard to account for a quarterback who can run. He escapes the pressure, tucks it down himself, and he picks up a big gain.
The open man is Johnston. He's got it. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's second down. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. We'll return to Arrowhead after this. What can they do here on third down and 7? From the gun, it's Herbert. And he'll take it on in. Will Dissly. Touchdown, Los Angeles. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A third touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
Point after now from Dicker. It's up and through. And the Chargers are back to within 7. It's 28-21. After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. Hardman now to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes coming out for their next drive. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Man in motion is Brown. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
This is an element to his game that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time talking about. He's not known as a traditional runner at the quarterback position. But when he has some space like he had here, he is more than capable of not only converting first downs, but picking up big chunk plays.
Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on 1st down. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Really nice job with the protection up front. It just nobody could get open downfield, so it's a combination of your offensive weapons have to do a better job taking advantage of that time to work and separate. But also, how impressive is that by that defense to be able to cover for that amount of time?
On 2nd down, Mahomes. He connects with Gray on that one. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Now the Chiefs going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's a 3rd down and 4. They put Kelsey in motion. 3rd and short. Here's Patrick. He'll try and get there on the ground. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
Mike, anytime you're preparing to play a quarterback like this, the defense has to be prepared to keep him in the pocket. Once he gets out, we can see clearly why he is such a threat with his legs.
Mahomes on 1st down. He'll run again. And he's going to slide down with the 1st down inside the 5. Throwing is Mahomes. Good blocking, and he's in. Patrick Mahomes. Touchdown, Chiefs. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
The extra point by Butker is good. And the Chiefs add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Davis now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Chargers offense going to take over just before the half. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. He connects with Disley. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Second and 7. Here's Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Now a timeout signal form, and they'll get it with 10 seconds until the break. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Throwing again, Herbert. They set up the screen for Dobbins.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
Again, they'll throw with Herbert. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And flags come out. That's batted down. It's incomplete, but it looked like early contact. Let's check the call. Here's Cameron Dicker now on for the field goal. This about as short as you can get. Dicker's kick is good. And the Chargers are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports studios and our halftime report. In the first half, we saw some strong play from Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. He was downright amazing with 3 touchdown passes and another one scored on the ground for good measure. We saw a couple of high-octane offenses getting it done in the first half. Both teams had no problems moving the football. And you'd have to think, the team whose defense shows up in the second half is going to be the one who walks out of here with a victory.
Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Davis now to return it. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Herbert. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
That one complete to Johnston. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop, and that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
On 1st down, Herbert. To the left side, catch made by McConkey. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Anytime you're facing a zone defense, you're working from your first progression all the way through. But when guys are open in this level, Mike, they don't stay open very long. So what they taught us as receivers, if you're open, stay open. And if you're not open, you better get open quick because that ball is coming out.
They fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
They get an even 20 on that one. It's good for a Charger 1st down.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
And he'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Herbert. Quick throw here is complete. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a 1st down.
Throwing now is Herbert. There is his tight end, Disley. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times. And then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
And he is not going to get to the goal line. In fact, he's even going to lose yards on that play. And now it is 3rd and goal.
Down here this close, all it takes is one defensive lineman defeating his block and getting some penetration, and that's exactly what we saw here. Not only to stop the ball carrier short of the end zone, but to take him down for a loss.
They'll try and run. Edwards. And he will take this one across into the end zone. Gus Edwards. Touchdown, LA. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
So now Herbert and the Chargers will go for 2. They're going to motion the tight end over here. Now it's Herbert. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this 2-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
After the touchdown, here's Dicker out to send this one away. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. Now it's P-Rock. And that'll be a pickup of 3. They face 2nd down and 7. They put Kelsey in motion. Mahomes now on 2nd down. That's taken in by the running back, P-Ron. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short gain.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That's complete. He got it to Hopkins. And he's going to have the 1st down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
To the left side in the hands of Rice. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Right back to the air for Mahomes. He'll swing one out wide to Pacheco. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Mahomes now to throw again. To the outside, catch made by Worthy. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Throwing again, it's Mahomes. A short throw taken in by Kelsey. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
To the air once more, it's Mahomes. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
Hopkins sent in motion. This one caught at the 4. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that tells me, Mike? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic...
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. DeAndre Hopkins. Touchdown, Kansas City. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Butker now to add the PAT. He's got it. And the Chiefs will extend this 3rd quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return is McConkey. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So now here comes the Chargers as they get set to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. His drive will start on the ground, and he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Nick Bolton, the linebacker, there for the stop. Shotgun now for Herbert. Brought in by the tight end, Hayden Hurst with the catch. Herbert to throw on 3rd and 1. Open man is the tight end Disley. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize, how many yards do I need to get for the first down? And just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they're able to convert.
He'll tuck it and take off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
On the ground, it's Edwards. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Herbert. He's got the open man. That's McConkey. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it, because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Herbert now on 1st down. There's that man again. Another catch. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
And nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
Throwing is Herbert on 3rd down. They set up the screen for Dobbins. Good-looking screen play there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
And he'll be taken down.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Out of the gun, here's Herbert. And a good job to make sure he didn't get loose. Brought down around the 7.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
3rd and goal. Putting the tight end in motion. Herbert now on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. Quentin Johnston, the man he was looking for on that one. And it'll be 4th and goal coming up.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Here's Cameron Dicker now on for the field goal. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Chargers will cut into that lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So, Dicker back out after the field goal. He'll send this one away. The home team's offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're going to try to keep it going. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. Got a man over the middle. It's Worthy. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now Mahomes gives it to Pacheco. A gain there of 15. Good for a Chiefs first down.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Here's a handoff to Pacheco. It'll be a short pickup down to the 31. It is Joey Bosa there on the tackle. Gray is the motion man here. Mahomes now to throw on 2nd down. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Gray is the motion man here. First down throw, Mahomes. And that'll be batted down and incomplete. Travis Kelce, the intended target. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
You know, there's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And the Chiefs are going to have it 1st and goal. He'll take this one down to about the 3-yard line.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Ball sitting on the 3. It is 1st down and goal. Here's Pacheco. This defense back up but stepping up. No gain on the play. It stays at the 3.
The offense is trying to test the edges of the perimeter of this defense, Mike, but the defense is just too quick to the ball. Total team defense, pursuit, 11 hats to the ball carrier. It's exactly what we saw here. Keep that gain to nothing.
On 2nd down, Mahomes. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
This defense holding tight. Now from the 3-yard line, they'll try to stop 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. That is caught by the tight end. Travis Kelce. Touchdown, KC. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Here's the Chiefs and Mahomes lining up to add on 2 more. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's going to wind up incomplete. They try for 2, and it does not pan out.
Anytime you fail on a 2-point try, there's always going to be second guessing about whether that was the right play call. In this case, they decided to throw the ball, which I like. They just need better execution, and they end up coming up a little short.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense ready for this next possession. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He decides to go with the safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Herbert And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a sack.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
The Chargers get set to kick it away as he's standing right around his own goal line. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. So here comes the KC offense set to take over once more. As we look back at some of the highlights in this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
1st and 10. They put Kelsey in motion. Here's Patrick. He'll throw it on 1st down. Throw over the middle, brought in by Hopkins. They get 11 and quickly pick up a 1st down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
They go play action with Mahomes. He connects with Gray on that one. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Asante Samuel that time, all over him in coverage.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Chargers offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10. To throw, it's Herbert. The open man is Johnston. He's got it. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. On the ground, here's Dobbins. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a 1st down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. On play action, now Herbert. Downfield, that's Johnston. He's got it. Second time they've connected on this drive, and 19 yards out of this one.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And he'll get 4 on this one, down inside the 40-yard line now. Here's a 2nd and 6. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Here's Herbert. That one complete to Johnston. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark, just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
On first down, Herbert. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
He's got it at the 7. And the Chargers are going to be set up. 1st and goal coming up. They'll mark them down at the 6-yard line.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
Herbert to the air again. He's got it at the 3. Here now, 2nd down and goal. Now Herbert again. It is brought in the end zone. Ladd McConkey, touchdown Chargers. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. So they get the touchdown, and now it is a 9-point game. Greg, you can go for 1 and make it a 1-possession game. Or some people think about going for 2 here. What would you do?
I think I'm going for 2, Mike. Listen, the way you have to look at it is I need a 2-point conversion at some point. But I want to know now, am I down truly 2 scores, or am I able to get it down to 7 and truly make it a 1 score? So I'm going for 2 now, and I want to know what the rest of this game looks like. How many possessions do I need?
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game as they kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. A play fake. Now it's Mahomes. There's that man again. Another catch.
This is a guy that we're used to seeing make a lot of his plays in the back end, Mike, kind of patrolling that center field safety position. But this time, he recognized that play up at the line of scrimmage, and he blows it up for a loss.
So after the loss on first, here's 2nd and 14. A give here to Pacheco. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. Gray is the motion man here. On 3rd down, Mahomes. Over the middle, that's Kelsey. Give him 14 on that one. And the Chiefs have a first down.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock. But the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up first downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 33 yards.
It's not a coincidence, Mike, that the best offenses in the NFL are all excellent at yards after the catch. It's a combination of a few things: a highly accurate quarterback and the ability of the scheme to get open players in open space. Once you do that, the rest is up to them.
Man in motion is Brown. Mahomes on 1st down. And this throw batted away and incomplete.
What did he tell us in our production meeting this week, Mike? He takes such great pride in his coverage abilities, and after that play, it's pretty clear why.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To the air once more, it's Mahomes. Open man right side is Kelsey. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Mahomes now on 3rd and 2. Open man, that's the tight end, Gray. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on 3rd, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge first down conversion, fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
That one taken in. Xavier Worthy. Touchdown, Chiefs. So add another touchdown and touchdown pass for that matter. He has thrown 6 already in this one. Amazing stuff. Butker now for the point after. The kick is good. And the Chiefs will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Davis now to return it. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Chargers offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Herbert. Looking middle, and he'll get it complete to McConkey.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
Now a give on the ground. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line.
2nd and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a 1st down.
Throwing on 1st down is Herbert. That'll be complete to Dobbins. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Herbert to throw. They set up the screen for Dobbins. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
All right, Mike, so the way they teach these screenplays to the offensive lineman is you got to stop the defender's feet. You just don't want him to get a free, clean rush to the quarterback because you're so worried about getting out in front of the back. Make him start his rush over again before you slip out. Ball gets dumped right over the rusher's head. Bang, now you're in the open field.
Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
From the gun, it's Herbert. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
Based on the routes downfield, it looked like the protection was designed to give the quarterback a little bit more time to wait for things to uncover downfield. So give credit up front to the defensive line. Immediate pressure early speeds up the quarterback's clock. He's got no choice than to get rid of it, probably a little bit earlier than he would have preferred.
They'll try to set up the screen here. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the 1st, so it'll bring up 4th down.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Nick Bolton. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 33.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Chiefs offense ready to get back at it. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by Pacheco. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They'll stay on the ground and stay with Pacheco. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's third down. They'll drop to throw. That's complete. Who else? It's Kelsey. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, they'll use another timeout on this side of it at 1:55. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Pacheco. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. Second down and 8. Once again, it's Pacheco. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. Throwing from the gun. Here's Patrick. Oh, that may be the break they needed. That one's intercepted. Picked off by Alohi Gilman. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see. Can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. Throwing now is Herbert. The pressure there got to him. He's hit as he threw it, and that pass falls incomplete.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And that's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Now Herbert throwing on 2nd down. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Herbert going to try to throw on 3rd down. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Moving the tight end right. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. That's going to be caught. And he's trying to get to the marker. It's going to depend on the spot. But the first indication that he does not get there, in fact, he did not. It is a stop and a turnover on downs. The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So this one in the win column for the Chiefs. They take care of business here at home. It's a game they were expected to win. They had no problems in the end as they cruise to victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Chiefs victorious, as we say, so long from Arrowhead.